All right, welcome to Before the Bell Stand-Up Fight Series podcast presented by CarStar Auto Body Repair Experts. With me, as always, this is our 8th time doing this. We got Jamese, Made Man Taylor.
Hey.
We got Danny Moriarty. It's our 8th time doing this, and they always get better, the fight cards.
Every single one. Every single card gets better, more stacked. And all the guys that are, started at the lower level of the card are coming up and they're getting more and more experience, and everybody's just, leveling up.
And talk about leveling up, we can't do it alone. We got a lot of new sponsors. We got CarStar Auto Body Repair Experts. There's over 10 locations around the St. Louis area. We got Permanent Vacation Tattoo Shop out in St. Charles. Stepped up. They're doing the blue corner this time. We've got Integrity Spine and Joint in Troy, Illinois, who actually treats a lot of my fighters to keep them fresh, keep them healthy. Awesome. So it's really cool he's joining in on this. We got Simply Worth It medical weight loss and testosterone therapy. They're out of Lake St. Louis. And then we got Capital K Construction Remodeling. And anytime I bring in a sponsor, we talked about before about how to grow the sport is getting sponsors, and I'm very particular about who I want as sponsors. I've turned down smoke shops, I've turned down weed places because we're a martial arts event. We have kids coming in, and what kind of message we want to put out. And a lot of these sponsors, I know every single of these business owners, and I know the integrity of their businesses.
What they stand for.
And it's something I feel passionate about, like having good quality business that sponsor our events. And of course I can't, not mention the Easy Talk podcast here with Ariane. Amazing podcast, not even just for fighters. He has all different types of people coming in, and it's a great show. So definitely check it out. He's gracious enough to let us use the studio. So for that, thank you so much.
Yeah. Love you guys.
We love you too.
So we're just going to dive right into this.
Yeah.
So we're doing something crazy for this fight card, and we're doing a 4-man Muay Thai tournament. And if you don't know what that means, it means they're going to fight twice in the same night. So we have 4 guys. They're going to fight early in the card, I think 3rd and 4th fight, and then they'll come back about 2 hours later and fight again. And there's a lot of variables that go into this.
Yeah.
And one of them is who fights who. So we decided, we could rank them, right? But then some people could say, oh, well, it's rigged. They wanted this person to win, so they put them with this person for matchup. I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
And what we decided to do is draw from our hat. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start to show off something a little different, a little crazy. I invited some of the coaches. They're here because integrity is a big part of this too.
Yeah.
Some promoters, they don't have it. That's why a lot of promotions have bad names. We're not one of them. We always have good fights, well-matched fights, and I don't want any way of this to be in question. So I think we have the Taco Vibes hat.
Nice.
We're going to draw out of a hat. And let me just show you the names in here. We got James Seltzer. Here we go. You hold that.
Seltzer.
And our super fancy ripped paper, Dante Sweeney.
Mr. Sweeney.
And we're going to talk more about these fighters in a minute. We got Tyler Lust.
Yep. Big boy.
And we got Keenan Carnes.
Okay.
All right.
What I think the 4-man, like a tournament for heavyweights that are fighting.
That's hard. That's dope.
And
Two fights in one night for heavyweights.
It's going to be crazy.
That's going to be crazy.
Some big-ass boys.
I'm just
Smaller
showing
weights,
you. The hat is empty. There's nothing else in there. You want to put these back in there?
Sure.
Who wants to draw?
Let me draw.
You want to draw?
I want to draw.
All right.
I always want to do something.
Do one of the coaches want to draw?
I'm drawing.
Thank you.
I don't trust neither one of them.
Damn!
Come on up. Come on up.
I don't trust Jamese.
I already see how it is, bro.
You can't see in that. No, you got to stand up.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Stand up. Hey, hold it up real high. Yeah, you can't see in there. All right, so this is going to be the first matchup that we're drawing.
Check it out. Who we got?
Who's the first fighter?
Keenan.
Keenan Carnes is the first fight, and this is his opponent. You want to draw? Yeah, we're having Jamie Crozier from the church draw the second one.
Jamie.
Who is Keenan gonna fight? All right. Who we got here?
James Seltzer.
James Seltzer. All right. So we got
That's a
Keenan
banger.
Carnes and James Seltzer in the first match. And then in the second fight, we've got Tyler Lust versus Dante Sweeney. Okay?
All right.
Hell yeah. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variables that go into this. How do you fight your first fight? Do you go out hard
Guns
and try and
blazing.
knock him out early? but risk getting into an all-out war and then having to go into that second fight.
Injured, yeah. Or
I mean, so if you were doing this tournament, what would you be doing?
I would probably say that. I mean, especially heavyweights. The heavyweights don't normally. I mean, usually there's a finish. Especially on stand-up, there's guys who just hit hard. So I would probably just try to go for the knockout in the first, because you get in a 3-round war, or you're just point fighting. You're still taking damage, especially heavyweight. So it's like I would probably just go for the knockout. But
Let's
I don't
get them out of there early. At least get up early.
Exactly.
At least get up
just
early.
so you can be fresh for the next fight.
Yeah. Now, do you go for the knockout maybe like the first round, and if you don't get it, like, hey, you know what? Maybe pull off the gas a little bit and just try and take as less damage as you can. It's a lot of variables, but everyone has gameplay until you get hit.
Yes.
What would you be doing?
Same thing a little bit. Like, I'm going to come out and get up ahead at least first if I can't knock you out.
Yeah.
Like, I at least got to get a hit on points and then see if I can get, like, a little finish or somewhere of a stoppage in the first or second round. Because, like you said, you got to go into the second fight. Like, I got to have some gas.
When especially your second fight's going to probably be, the other guy won too. So
yeah, he won. He's
going to
coming.
be a tough fight.
He's going to be hungry. He's going to be gritting down, coming hard the
Or
whole
if
time.
you have the 3-round war and then your opponent gets the quick knockout.
I recently saw that with Derek Albright. One of his guys came through. Like, I think he got a finish in his first 2, and then Derek had a 3-round war.
Yeah.
It's a little tougher. You wear a little bit on your body. So it's like, it just depends on how tough you are, I guess, too, as well. Can your body take that damage?
Yeah, and it's just these guys are 6'5", 250 pounds,
6'6",
6'2", 6'6", 240
That's
pounds.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
And it's just a lot of man to be thrown around. And full rules Muay Thai, so you got elbows and all that. And something we do, there's no ties. So how could you get a tie? Let's say Dante and who's Dante fighting Tyler? Dante and Tyler are fighting. Let's just do some hypothetical stuff, scenarios. Let's say they're fighting. Dante gets knocked down in the first round. Well, then Dante comes back and wins round 2 and round 3. That would make it a draw.
Right.
Well, guess what? It's a tournament. There's no draws. We do an overtime round.
Okay.
So then we go to a 4th round.
So now we're getting double time. Oh, boy.
Yep. So there is no draws, and same thing for the title.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's a title fight. There's no
You
draw
want the title,
for
you got to go get it, huh?
Yep.
You want it, you got to go get it.
And then something we talked about too, and I'm letting all the coaches know as well. I think I messaged most of you guys about it. Is let's say Tyler and Dante fight. One of the winner gets injured and cannot fight. The loser can then step up and fight for the title, right? Because you lost the fight, but you kind of lost a war if you can't continue. Yeah. So that way we will still have a title fight. You won't win it by walkover. You've got to win it, and that's just how it works.
I love it.
Yeah.
No handouts.
Yeah. And let's talk about like both these guys, all these guys. So Tyler Lust out of Truth Muay Thai, big dude. I mean, I call him Thor. He looks like literally looks like Thor.
He looks like Thor.
And he trains over there with Shannon
I'm
Samuels.
sorry, I had to say it, bro. He is, bro. That's a big-ass white boy.
He's a big, strong dude.
I saw him at Olive Garden one time. I went out to dinner with my wife, and then I saw coaching them out, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Because Shannon and Brandon big, and this big-ass dude just stood up. It's like Thomas Jenkins. Like, where you fighting these big-ass white boys?
But Dante Sweeney, he's 6'6".
That's a big dude,
he's actually
too.
the biggest guy in the tournament. And I think Tyler, I did an interview with him, and I said, Tyler, who would you want to fight? He goes, I want the biggest guy. I want Dante Sweeney first round.
He said that? That's what he said?
He
okay.
The guy. Yep.
He said he wanted the biggest boy. Okay.
Yep. So Dante Sweeney out of Wise Warriors, I think he's kind of like...
Ray Norris. Okay, that's right.
Yeah. I think he's kind of the unknown factor here because his MMA fighter kind of from that karate style hasn't had any stand-up fights like this. So we don't know what to really expect from him.
I've seen him in a couple rooms before sparring, and I mean he's technical. He's good.
Yeah.
So I saw him pop up on the tournament, and I was like, okay, he belongs here.
Yeah, and this what's I've been calling it the baddest man in St. Louis. I mean, these are the heavyweights.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any more bad than that. It's Muay Thai. It's fighting twice in one night, and they're all from St. Louis. So it's so cool. That's why this belt's right here because they're gonna be fighting for this belt. They're gonna be fighting in the St. Louis flag gloves. So I'm excited for that. And then let's talk about the next matchup. We got James Seltzer, and Keenan Carnes. So we already talked about Keenan.
No, we
talked about Dante.
No,
I talked about Keenan instead of Dante. We'll talk about Dante because I looked at the wrong thing. Dante's from Finney. It's MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he fought in one of my stand-up fight series. Fought a tough dude from Nebraska and leg kicked a guy and tore his ACL. I mean, he kicks hard. He's 6'6", 250 pounds, and that's what he told me. Who knows? He might be 270 and cutting down. People like to keep their weight. Maybe a little 20 pounds off. Yeah. So. I mean, he's a strong dude. He's getting good work in there with Joe and Wayne. Yep. I mean, have you trained with him at all?
I've just, like I said, I've seen him in a couple rooms, and I mean, I know Joe personally, and Joe says that he's getting really good. He's leveling up every day. So
and him and Keenan fought, and I asked Dante, I said, do you have a fight? And he goes, I want that fight back with Keenan because they fought in MMA. Yeah. And so if he beats Tyler, and Keenan beats James, you might have that redemption story there.
Yeah.
Then we got James Seltzer. So, I mean, if you're in the St. Louis scene, you probably know James. He's got, 12 fights now? Is that about
Something
right?
Like
about
that.
12 fights.
That boy was banging.
And, something that I really got to commend James with we're talking about ACL. He tore his ACL a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I remember talking to him about that, and, I went through the same injury, and he seems like he's healed up really well from that.
Well, it's going to do one or two things. It's either going to break you, or it's going to make you so much stronger, and, you learn how to rehab your body, you learn how to take care of your body better and make it stronger so it doesn't happen again. And it seems like, that's what it did to him. He's lost a bunch of weight. Yeah. He's in the best shape he's ever been in.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in good
but
shape.
we also talked about the negative of that. James was a little bit bigger before. He had more weight. So losing some of that weight, that hurt him with his power. I don't know.
I don't know.
Man, James don't hit hard no way. I'm playing. No, he hits hard. I think he somewhat still translates a little bit. I think he still have a little more pop. But I think as far as, like you said, withstanding some of the power of other people, you're going to have to learn to maneuver a little bit differently, I think, being a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and we did a poll on our Instagram, a very official poll of who's going to win, and James was top pick.
James is the guy to beat in the tournament. I mean, I've seen James fight so many times, and I've seen the other guys fight a few times, but I mean, James has just been around the longest.
I think the longest. Well, I said the other guys might have been around a little longer. Have been MMA anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they've been more MMA. So I guess stand-up wise, I guess you could say that. I don't know how many fights Tyler has had.
I think Tyler's
4 or 5. So he's how many?
2-0.
2-0.
Yep.
Yeah, he coming in, huh? Coming in hot. I like that though, man. You don't get no easy fights either. He's coming in. He's gonna fight some veteran dudes in here. That's dope. That's dope. I like that.
So let's talk about, before we jump into the rest of the card, I just want to get that done real quick because I've been itching to find out these matchups. Yeah. Let's talk about, how do you win the crowd as a fighter?
Be exciting. Exciting.
What do you mean by be exciting?
I mean, look at the card. Look at how many guys are on there that you've seen, that have huge followings, or that do something crazy. For example, Ty Prackett. Come out and run across the ring and throw a flying kick or something. Stuff like that. I would say.
Yeah, and I think it goes a long way is showmanship. When you do your ring walkout, don't just walk out unless you're just a straight killer and that's the vibe you want. But are you out there shadowboxing as you come in the ring? It's a lot of it is just how you present yourself, and you can really win the crowd.
Yeah.
By doing it, and I always tell my fighters, yes, you're in here to fight, but also you're here to entertain. These people. I say this every pre-fight with all the fighters in the back before the show starts. Hey, these people spend a lot of money to come watch you guys fight. You're here to entertain. Entertain these people. Have fun. Show some personality.
Right.
And I think being able to win the crowd is big. When I fought, I always wanted the crowd to enjoy watching me fight.
It gives you that little extra boost too, when you're fighting.
You want to have
the crowd screaming
character
for you, and you want to put on for them. Gives you that little burst of energy.
Let's talk about also. I want to kind of goes hand to hand. Jamese, when you're looking for a fighter, how can you spot a future star?
Oh man, things I don't know. I look at people like Trey, like you said, and Ty. Ty got it all, the little package. When he comes out, he's hype, dancing a little bit. That Ty style, but he's American, so he does it our way. Yeah. Trey, he come out a little more docile, cool. Always come out to his brother's song, but he's already characterized himself. That's Trey. Those are the things I look for. He's kept it the same the whole time, and he come out and he's going to knock you out like he has the past 6-7 fights. Yeah. That's what I look for. I'm that's a star. He's staying consistent. consistency, I guess. Also, right? That's like a big key what I look for in a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's work ethic, it's charisma, it's your skills, it's your mindset, and we have a lot of big stars coming up, not just Ty and Trey, but also you got to be doing crazy stuff, flying elbows, flying knees, or you spinning back kicks. So like Ty Evans, he has that Taekwondo background.
I like that.
He has kind of all the makings to kind of be a future star if he wants to.
Yeah.
If you're out there, this is why I stopped watching Glory Kickboxing, because it was so vanilla striking. It was block, kick, punch back, inside leg kick, and it's just not fun. Like Sanchai, you watch Sanchai fight, right? He's so
Cartwheel
exciting. He mixes in the Taekwondo with it, and I think that's kind of what we're missing is more stars like that, and that's what I'm really looking for, So I'm trying to think of some other guys on the show that, have styles like that,
Luke.
Yeah, Luke. Oh, yeah, Luke, exactly.
Spinning
Yeah, so
elbows.
Luke Nelson, the pro fighter. A lot of spin stuff, and he's so motivated. We'll talk about him later. I'm excited to talk about that. But those are kind of two things I was just kind of on my mind before we start talking about the card. But we're going to start from the bottom of the card. We're going to talk about all the fights.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys are ready to talk. First fight of the night, and these might change, they might not, who knows. Brian Day versus Nathan Wickman. So I'll let you talk about Nathan. I know you know Nathan. He's from ESMMA. I don't know much about him besides he's 18.
Yeah, Nasty Nate. I love that kid. He's hilarious. He's a good kid, and he works really hard. He's been working a lot with Kendall lately. Seen him obviously working with Eric, getting rounds with all the high level guys over there. And he also works with my strength and conditioning coach, Matt Owen, over at Project Deliverance. And
Really
I mean,
nice.
Matt will tailor any strength and conditioning program to what you're doing. And I'm really excited to see how that translates into the ring, because I know Matt's been working really hard with him.
Now, is he in high school or out of high school?
I think he's out of high school.
Okay,
I'm
because I
not
know he's
sure.
18.
This is his first fight?
I know he's
First
18
fight.
because he's always giving me little rogue pouches. He's like, "You want to trade one? You want to trade one?" So I know he's 18, but I don't know if he's in school.
And something I gotta commend Nathan on is when we posted his poster, a lot of his friends started, commenting and actually messaging his opponent.
Yeah.
And,
Did they?
telling him plan your funeral and this just really immature
Dude, Nate's
stuff.
already got a following.
I
My guy,
like
Nasty
it.
But
Nate.
what I really respect about Nathan is Nathan is messaged Brian. He was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry about my friends. I apologize for that. Nothing but respect here." And I thought that was really cool of him to reach out
That's
for
cool.
that.
Yeah.
And but he comes out of Eric's gym. Eric's a great dude.
Oh, yeah.
I expect nothing
Yeah, I like
less.
Eric.
So
Eric's a great guy.
shout out to Eric for
Yes.
teaching him respect and martial arts. It's a big part of it. And unfortunately, a lot of gyms forget that lesson.
Yeah, Eric's always been really, he's like those guys where it's, respect. It's like, go in there, be professional.
Yep.
And
his opponent's Brian Day. So Brian Day's out of Miami, Florida, and he trains at All Saints Muay Thai, which is my other gym. And he's a former D1 or D2 basketball player at
nice.
Missouri Baptist.
Okay.
And so he's a hooper. He's a tall kid. We were talking the other day. I was like, what's your not it factor, but I guess it factor. He's like, that's my work ethic. Being a college athlete, I know what it takes to put train hard, put your body, and also take care of your body. And I've had that dog in me, and I've performed at high levels, played in
Right.
first D1
It's not
teams.
new to him.
Yeah, and he's he takes it very serious. It's his debut, and who knows, it might be his last fight. He's going to law school.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Smart
it might
kid.
be a one and done for him,
Yeah.
but he might get in there. I told him, it's a little addicting. So he
Yeah,
might get in
right.
there,
Yeah.
and so
You get hooked.
Yeah, but he's moving back to Florida after this, so those would be cool. Get him his
No,
first fight,
yeah.
and
See
get a
what
good,
he-
cool experience for him.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really fun fight though, and both these guys cut their teeth in the IKF Point Kickboxing tournament. So it's their debuts, but it's not going to look like it. So.
Yeah. I like, I always respect people that do that. They just want to, get in there and see what it's
Test it,
like.
yeah.
And then they can say that they've done that. I think fighting in general, if you have the balls to get in there and the heart to get in there and, make that walk and get in there and perform, that's something that so many people, 99% of the population will not do, so
On me.
that's awesome.
And up next is we got a high school bout. We got Collinsville High School versus Mascoutah High School. So we got Eric Osorio, who's from Maryville Muay Thai, versus Tim James, who's out of Guerrilla MMA out of Mascoutah. And both these kids also 5, 6, maybe more IKF Point Kickboxing tournament fights.
Okay.
So it'd be cool to see these high school kids, even they're 17 years old, both juniors in high school, like coming out. Can you imagine? Like,
I wish I would have fought in high school.
That's what I'm saying. That's like cool, man.
You've been like the popular kid. Like everybody's like, dude, he fights.
Yeah, like
For
how much
real,
street
bro.
credit.
You Cobra Kai for real, bro. Like it's cool, like literally. Like this is dope that you got like high school kids and they're gonna go back next Monday to school,
Yep.
talk about it with their and like maybe get other kids involved in Muay Thai too, you know, in the area. That's cool, you know what I mean?
And we got a new venue. It's a good time to mention that. We got a new venue. We're at the Steel Shop, event center.
On 2nd Street.
Yep,
St.
right in
Charles.
St.
Okay,
Charles.
yeah.
It's huge.
It is a huge venue.
It's so cool,
Nice
and
venue.
we've got a lot of new stuff we're unveiling, which I'm not going to tell you. Maybe should
Not gonna tell
Should I
us.
tell them one? I'll tell you guys one thing that we're doing. During the fights, there's going to be a heartbeat, and the heartbeat is going to ramp up as the fight goes. So it's like a
that's
big,
cool.
deep bass.
I like this Thai
Yeah, so like, I love the
that.
Thai music that's called the Samara that they play, but we're in America. Americans don't want to listen to that stuff. I mean, it's just I love
They
it.
don't,
But
they don't.
I'm
I
weird,
like
right?
it's cool, bro.
I love going into Chad's gym and he's got it going. It's just like, oh.
But the heartbeat is what ONE FC does,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't hear it on the broadcast because it's such a deep bass. But when you're there live, we did it in one of the IKF fights in North Carolina.
Okay.
And it was so cool because like those moments where it's like, intense and like
Yeah.
you're feeling out, you can feel that heartbeat. It just adds a little extra drama.
can't wait for
And I
that.
love drama. So,
Yeah.
so that's going to be cool.
Big drama show.
Yep. And so after that fight, we go into the heavyweight tournament. So we've got, I think the first fight was.
Yeah, who's the first one?
Oh God, I got them all jumbled up. It's on air. I think it was
It was Dante.
it was Tyler Lust and Dante
Yeah.
Sweeney.
Yep.
Yep. So it'll be the first fight, and then after that will be James Seltzer and Keenan Carnes. It's just we already talked about it, but I'm just so excited for it.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool
So,
concept.
how many fights in between?
So it's going to be about 2 hours. 2 hours, maybe 2 hours, 15 minutes. So it gives you plenty of time to rehydrate. Maybe if you
Ice
want to
up.
eat ice up, get a
Yeah.
snack, refuel up. You don't want it too short, but you don't also want it too long.
Yeah.
But they're going to fight right after Luke Nelson's fight. So we'll get there. So then after the heavyweight tournament's first round, and something I love about the tournament too, is a lot of these fans, right? A lot of these fans don't know a lot of these fighters. That's why I like doing this show.
Yeah.
So you get to know these people that are fighting, but a lot of fans don't know them. So when you
Yeah.
get to see them fight in the first fight and they come back later,
Yeah.
they feel a type of way. They have,
Yeah.
this guy, like they're a little bit more invested. So I think for a fan aspect, it's kind of cool for them to come back into
Yeah.
it. Up next, we got Ty Evans versus Brandon Murphy. So Ty Evans out of
Okay.
Missouri Martial Arts and also with Metro Kickboxing with Tom Whitaker.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Whitaker, yeah.
I mean, so he's a black belt Taekwondo, grew up in a Taekwondo gym. And like we said, he's an exciting fighter, throws some really cool kicks.
I like Tom's style. Like his guys are just such high volume. And they're they point, but like they're so fancy. Like with their technique, they're so fancy with the spin kicks and the fast. All of them have like super fast twitch muscle where they're just
Yeah, they got some
tossing the
pretty
kicks
stuff.
up super
pretty
fast.
And Ty, he looks like a little action figure. I mean, he looks like a young Captain America. So
Yeah.
I mean, he looks the part, but in his way, it's Brandon Murphy. So Brandon Murphy trained with Truth Muay Thai with Shannon Samuels. That was just here
Oh, yeah, they got
pulling from
it,
the
yeah.
hat. They didn't trust us.
Yeah, they didn't trust us. Yeah.
Yeah, you see that pretty stuff. I like it, but see if like Brandon can make it ugly.
Yeah,
he
no,
got a
I
lot
mean,
of power.
Yeah,
Lot of power.
Brandon's he's tricky, man. He's 2-2. I think Ty's 3-0.
He's 3-0. Yeah, that dude is nice.
It's a good
man.
fight.
He is
And
good.
I
like
think this is
Ty.
going to be Ty's toughest fight for sure.
I think so.
And I think same with Brandon. I think this is going to be Brandon's toughest fight. And that's why I make it. And something I got to give props to all these coaches. I did not have one matchup that I proposed and the coach said no.
Yeah.
People talk about, fighters don't want to fight no more. I'm not having any issue. I don't know who you guys are trying to match, coaches and stuff, other promotions, but I had not one person say no. And I mean, look at this heavyweight tournament. They didn't care who they fought. They were in. They didn't know who they were going to fight.
It's a
so-
testament to the guys on the card.
Yeah, it
all
is,
these
too.
all these guys don't care.
And it's also, I think it's a little bit of the sport too. With
Yeah,
Muay Thai and
yeah.
kickboxing. People are just more down to fight. I don't know. I think it's just a culture of it.
Yeah, and I think MMA's become a lot like boxing, especially like in the pro level. You wanna pad your record and kind of like the boxers do. They see it in boxing, but in Muay Thai and kickboxing, it's more about like respect and about the actual sport.
Respect and fighting. You're gonna get
and
out there. You're gonna lose, man, but you got to fight. You're gonna have yours, but you're gonna, that's how it go.
Yeah.
So this next fight, I think I should be mean and make Danny pick a winner because he knows both of them.
I don't pick winners, man. I don't pick winners.
And we don't really pick winners in this show because literally we know everybody.
Yeah, we know.
And like it's so hard because like I like both these people. Like even all these fights so far, I know all of them, and it's just I can't ethically like pick someone who I think is going to win because I don't want the other person being mad at me. But also, my wife always says, "Who's going to win this fight?" I'm like, "Babe, I don't know." Like it's just they're matched so well. Yeah. But the fight I'm talking about is Nick Duran out of ES MMA versus Dalton Hudson from St. Charles MMA. So it's both gyms that I hope you're not going back and talking.
No, I love both these guys. They're both fucking scrappers. And I think this is actually probably my sleeper for fight of the night.
This is a good fight, huh?
Yes. Nick, whenever I go up there to spar, Nick has like this high energy. He's coming in the gym. He's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready to go. He's in there. He's sparring Kendall, Austin, all these guys. He's got Eric watching him, giving him coaching. And then on the other side, Dalton is a fucking scrapper too. I was in the gym the other day, like watching him hit pads and just listening to the sound of the pads. And I mean, dude, he hits.
He's got a hard left hook.
Hard, dude.
He has a good
he's
left
got
hook.
Jimmy Donahue. He's got Jake Roberts. Yeah, all those guys. They're all helping him out. And he's got.
And he's a 4-0 in MMA, right? His first kickboxing.
Yeah, I think.
Undefeated in MMA.
Sure. He's got a few TKOs. He's got a submission, but obviously the submission doesn't mean anything. But his stand up is good.
Yeah, is he mostly training with Jake Roberts or?
Yeah, Jake and Jimmy. Yeah, Jake and Jimmy. But he's got Jackson up there. He's got Julius. He's got all those guys that he gets.
Up there.
I mean, when you're sparring with such high level guys, same with Nick. He's in there with Kendall and Austin.
That's what I was gonna say because I like ES MMA style. Like anybody that come out of there is a good.
Well, and Eric has you spar hard. He's standing there and he's like, pick it up. So you get that real fight feeling when you're sparring up there. Same at St. Charles.
Yeah, I would say St. Charles has always been known for that too as well.
Oh, yeah, dude. So two really tough guys. I think this is going to be fight of the night. I've seen both guys fight live too, and what I love about both of them is they fight like they spar. They train like they fight, and when you do that,
yeah, good results.
All right, Danny, who's going to win?
Fight of the night, dog. Fight of the night. Personally, that's what I think. I think that's probably going to be.
Dude, I was thinking about that on the way here. Like, man, what's going to be fight of the night? And they're just all so good.
Yeah.
Like every fight's
good.
I mean, we got 18 fights, and all of them are awesome fights.
I want to see Trey. I love Trey, but I'm actually more excited. We keep talking about it, but the heavy man tournament. I've never seen a heavyweight 4-man Muay Thai tournament.
Yeah,
I just think that's pretty cool.
So up next, we got Nicky Riviera versus Mason Teeter. So again, another fight I'm really excited about.
Nicky, hard. I like Nicky.
5-1 in his last fight. When they came in for weigh-ins, and his opponent was tall, he was strong, he was from Two Brothers Muay Thai.
Yeah, Two Brothers.
So they're out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah,
always have killers. I'm not going to mention Zach Fox because I know Jamese will start to go off the rails.
Nah, man, I love Zach Fox. Nah, he want me too, but we cool. Like we talk all the time. I'm glad he's doing this thing. He fought him with.
Every show, there's like the one part of the show where he starts talking about Zach Fox.
Nah, man, he's cool. I like Zach. Zach, he cool.
So for you guys, a little history. Zach and Jamese fought in my very first fight show in a 9-round Muay Thai fight.
Such a good fight.
First one ever in history. Jamese took the W, but he wants to do it again.
Controversially, right?
Because he wants to beat him up more.
No, just because that's what Thai is. Like we just explained, you
Thai,
win and you lose. Like you fight again. Sanchai and Nongo fought like 4 or 5 times.
Thailand and Thais, they love rematches.
Yeah, let's have that right now.
I think it's fun because it's like both of you are going to do something different.
Different the next time. I'm going to try to expound on my game. You beat me. Why not get better?
Yep. And who's going to make the difference? Change. Who's not? But talking about this fight with Nicky Riviera and.
It's not about.
Oh yeah, so Nicky who was fighting, yeah. So I mean, he looked so sharp that last fight versus the guy from Two Brothers Gym. I was really, really impressed with Nicky. Something I've told Nicky, I was like, dude, we gotta start getting finishes though.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to, be that star and really do this, we gotta start, dropping some people and putting some people down. But he's facing Mason Teeter. So Mason Teeters, he's like, I think 9-8 8 or something like that in MMA because he's out of Nebraska at Apex.
Okay.
They didn't have Muay Thai up there for a long time, so he just fought MMA. And he's a lifelong martial artist. Talking about the spinning back kicks and stuff, this dude is doing all of that.
Okay.
He's super tricky, super fancy, tough dude. So this is going to be a really tough fight for Nicky. But Nicky's one of those guys, like if you put him in there with someone that's not on his level, he'll kind of go to that level. If you put him up with someone who's better, he's going to rise to the occasion. So this is going to be one of those fights that I think a sleeper fight for sure.
Yeah.
Up next, we got Lacey Brayton versus Gabby LeBee.
Dude, that's going to be
So I know you know Lacey. Tell us a little bit about Lacey.
Lacey's good. She's really technical, and what I like about
And she's from
ES.
ESMMA. Okay.
What I like about Lacey too, she knows Gabby has like a lot of experience. I've trained with Gabby too. Gabby's really good, and I remember they made that fight, and she was like, "No, I really want this fight." You know, she's got a lot of experience. You know, Gabby's been fighting forever, and she's like, "I want it." And I was like, "That's awesome. I'm excited to see that one." Both of them are really technical. Gabby's again she's out of the church, and she trains with at Metro Kickboxing. So, she's got that style of like pressure and then also, volume. So that's going to be fun to watch.
She's fought in Waco, correct, too? Before?
Yeah, she's fought
so she
in
got some
Waco
good
before.
experience.
She's got a lot of experience.
Yeah,
See, but Gabby, she has a lot of experience, but a lot of it, I think, it was as a junior fighter, and she took a lot of time off, and then she came back, and I think she's had like 2 or 3 fights since she's been back. So I think this might be, the best version of Gabby that we're seeing here.
Yep.
So
I'm very excited.
Yeah, and I'm excited. My wife always, loves the women's fight.
Yeah, my wife too.
Is there any women's fights on there?
She want to watch those.
They fight tougher than some of the guys.
Oh, they go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that fight.
Yeah.
Another one. I mean, guys, if you're been around the scene for a while, especially if you've been following a stand-up fight series, you should be knowing a lot of these names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this next fight, I don't even know how this happened. Brendan Wolf versus Ethan Gamble.
Yeah.
So Brendan Wolf, who had a Madhouse Kickboxing. Shout out to Matt Tinker for starting his own gym.
Tinker's awesome, man.
That's
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
He started, and he's got a great story too.
Yeah, and I love Matt, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and I'm very proud of him for that. Going out and starting your own business, it is scary, but he's been running his own personal training for a long time. So I'm excited for him. I think it's going to be great for the area to have more stand-up combat gyms as well. So we got Brendan Wolf, who fought Austin Miller in our last card for the IKF title. In the 5th round, took an illegal knee to the face. Unfortunately, got dropped. I think he broke his nose.
Yeah.
But then he came back and fought and won again. And now he's fighting Ethan Gamble out of the boxing gym and with Oscar.
Awatsi.
Yeah, well, I always have a hard time saying his last name.
Yeah.
I love Oscar, man.
Yeah, he's
cool
such
dude,
a
man.
good dude.
Funny.
And he's so funny.
He always
man.
wants to spar me.
All the time,
Why don't we spar? You never want to go with me.
I like Oscar. Chill, bro.
He's like, I'm small.
And he's strong too. Like
Yeah.
Oscar, stop playing. He grabbing. Like, stop playing. Oscar.
Yeah.
You're too strong, bro.
You're like 200 pounds, dog. Get away from me.
Yeah, he's like
I don't care how short you are.
Yeah, for
he
real.
is, dude. And when you'll punch him and he just
Smiles at you.
stands there
Yeah.
and smiles at you. Yeah.
So he's got Ethan Gamble. So Ethan, he's from Canada, and he had a lot of Waco fights out in Canada. He has a good amount of fights. So I think together, these guys have almost like 30 to 40 fights between them, too.
Nice. Yes,
And Ethan fought Nate Schaefer,
Nate Schaefer
on the last card.
I remember Nate
and
Schaefer, yeah.
I actually had Schaefer winning the fight
That was such a good
until he
fight.
got dropped. And then it turned into a 10-8 round.
Didn't Ethan drop him with like a spinning
back kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was
awesome
clean.
spinning back kick. But I think if Ethan wouldn't have had that, I think Nate would have won that round. And then I think he won round 1.
Yeah.
And I think he would have won. But that's not how it happened. Ethan landed that beautiful time shot.
Yep.
And so these two are fighting. And we're going to see who gets a shot at the title. So because the fight after them is Austin Miller and Nate Schaefer. And Nate Schaefer, man, he's tough. He fought Trey Lewis and his comeback fight after taking a couple years off, then had that fight versus Ethan. But in between those two fights, he fought the TBAs and had some big knockouts, spinning elbow knockouts. And he's just a tough dude. He looked really sharp. versus Ethan. So I'm excited to see this fight between him and Miller.
Dude,
and then
yeah,
I think
Austin just fought last week.
beat
too.
Michael Terry
Yeah,
on
he
Beat
Cage
Michael
of Honor.
Terry.
Yep.
I mean, it was such a good
Yeah,
fight.
that was a good fight, right?
Yeah,
I
and
like
he's
you just
turning
there.
right around. I love it that he's staying active.
And he's such a good dude.
Oh, the best.
I
The
mean,
best.
all four of those guys I just mentioned are just top of notch.
Yeah.
People I love to work with, and so I'm really excited for this fight. No title fights for them on this one, but I think whoever wins this one, if Austin and I think Austin and Brendan are wanting to turn pro. I doubt I have them fight each other as pros. I'd rather bring in other people
Bringing
for
other
them in the
people
fight.
from out of town. Yeah.
But
Thank God.
but if they do want to fight, you know what?
Dude, that fight was
It might
so
make it
cool
happen,
too when
so.
the lights went out. And
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
oh my god, that was awesome.
And up next, I already know it's Danny's favorite fighter. Can you guess?
Ty Prack.
Ty Prackett
Ty.
My dude.
from Maryville Muay Thai.
That's my boy.
He's half Thai, half American, and he is fighting Bang Muay Thai's John Slusher.
That's
who's
right.
undefeated.
okay.
That's right.
Good gym.
Man.
Yeah, so
Bang Muay Thai?
he's out of not two brothers, the Lee Brothers Fight Lab. It's out Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they are a Bang Muay Thai affiliate with Chris Lee, who is a black belt. And because
Nice.
Bang Muay Thai have the belt system, and Chris Lee, I mean, he's up there with all those guys.
Quality
He's-
opposition.
dude, and they're about it, man.
Yeah.
They're a great group. Chris is also an IKF promoter, just like me. He does the point tournaments. He does the IKF Midwest tournaments out in Fort Wayne. Great dude and good friend of mine. And I love that we can have our guys fight.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
that's
cool. It's all about respect, and it's a title fight. So Ty, top guy. I will say this, top guy in the country right now at that weight class. He hasn't even fought his weight class here in America
Yeah.
yet, by the way.
That's
He
true.
should be fighting 117, maybe even 112 if we're really cutting.
I just want to go back to his debut when he fought, and I was just like, this kid is one fight.
Yeah,
this
bro,
is
that's what I'm
his
saying.
first fight, and he comes out and he's got the plum, and he's just out, like.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
He's-
Muay Thai swag, and
Yeah.
in this camp, we were sparring the other day or hitting pads, and he was like pulling out some like Luke the Chef moves. So like
Here we go.
He's really good though at like watching something and imitating and being able to
He is.
add it to his game.
You can tell
Yeah.
when I hear you. You'll be screaming stuff to him like Sanchai, listen, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he'll do, and
Yeah.
you'll know what
Yep.
he's doing.
Yeah, we got a lot of code words, because if I say teep, well, everyone knows you're
Everybody knows
going
what
to
that
throw a
is,
teep.
yeah.
So, gotta have some code words in there.
especially if you're a fighter that listens too.
Yep.
I like to listen to the
Yeah.
opposite corner too. You
Like,
can-
what'd he say?
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah.
So this fight, I'm just really excited for. John's undefeated, the IKF Midwest Classic, champion. So they're gonna be fighting for one of these bad boys right here. 5 rounds of Ty Prackett. So I'm excited.
I am pumped about
That's going to be
that.
dope. What are you
Yeah.
going to walk out to this time?
know, some NBA young boy,
No.
for sure.
I'm trying to get him to do some Thai music. So
Okay.
I think I got
No,
it.
don't
it's a
change him
banger.
up, dude.
Yeah.
I like when he comes out as a young boy.
Ty, don't
Ty,
listen to him.
don't Ty. Come on.
Be you.
Yeah, be you, dog.
I know he's
Be you,
Thai.
dog.
Come out to that Thai music.
That is true, too.
Yeah.
He's like that sticky rice.
Be you, dog.
So now, I don't know. I said your favorite fighter, but I think your real favorite fighters after that.
Luke.
Yes, Luke
Yeah,
Nelson.
my first coach.
Yeah, it's
man.
his first
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be hyped back
Oh,
to back
dude,
right there.
That's gonna be
So this
crazy.
is our first pro fight, and I'm putting them in around like fight number 12. Because I don't want my pros fighting around like 11 o'clock.
That's awesome.
I want them fighting around 10
That's
o'clock.
actually kinda tight.
You know,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, because I've been to fights where they have a lot of fights, and by the time the pros get up, a lot of people are gone.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these fans, it's just the way it is. They come to watch their
Watch their
friends.
guy.
They watch their guy.
Yeah.
Their
And
guy
then leave.
wins, and they go off. And that's just the nature of it.
You did that in that one show where you,
Mm-hmm.
you had all the first guys where it was kind of their first fights. You had them fighting after Jamese
Yeah.
fought.
Yep.
I like the way you did that.
Yeah, and I also got to brag that so far we're up 115% in our ticket sales from where we're usually at about right now.
Nice.
Part of it is we have a lot of fights on the card, but also we have fans that come to our shows and they they see the fights and they see like, oh wow, like they put a lot of effort.
Yeah.
This is like a lot of fun. Like it's nonstop action, and they start to become fans of these guys,
Yeah.
and they want to buy tickets. You know, our first 2 rows are sold out already.
Good.
There's only like 30 reserved seats left. So, I mean, those will be gone.
Yeah, it's gonna be going quick.
I mean, this is going to air tomorrow on Sunday. I bet by Wednesday, almost all the reserved seating is going to be out. So,
I've had a few people hit me up and ask for tickets too. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
hey, you know how to get tickets? I'm like,
Exactly.
so Luke Nelson, you know, he's a guy that fought MMA for a long time.
yeah,
Only because there was no Muay Thai around. He didn't like MMA. He didn't like doing it. He only did it because that was the only way to fight.
yeah, yep.
He loves Muay Thai. He trains at All Saints Muay Thai, which is my other gym. He's coaching there.
Yeah.
You know, he loves Muay Thai, and I think we're going to see. I will tell you this: his first fight on the stand-up fight series, it was like a 8 weeks notice, and he was like pretty much coming off the couch. He was barely training, and then I was like, "You want to fight?" He's like, "Sure, I'll do it." Hell yeah! And so it wasn't the best version of him. When we started camp 8 weeks out, he was already 5 times better than he was his second fight.
Dude.
And he's just dialed in. He's so strong. I don't know if you've seen him in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
He is so locked in, so strong, and he kind of gets a little scary.
Dude,
Man, like
I was
he's getting,
gonna
like,
say
this crazy
that.
eye sometimes.
I always do, like,
and I'm
a
like,
little-
all right, I'll just leave Luke alone right now.
Yeah.
And,
Like when I went up there to hit pads with him a little while back, I remember we were sitting there and like I was just stretching out or whatever, and I was like, "Are you excited for this next fight?" And he's like, not just this next fight. I'm excited for all of them. He's like, I'm going on a fucking revenge tour, and I'm just gonna fucking burn everybody down. I'm like, Jesus, dude. he always gets me so hype. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
He's been turned up this fight camp, and he's ranked in the WBC right now. So those are coming out soon.
He should be,
So he's excited about that. We've got a fight that we're looking at for September. That will be pretty big here in the St. Louis region.
Nice.
I think I'm not going to say it, but I think you might know where I'm going with this.
Possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm going to try and line it up probably tomorrow.
I
just
should
to
get that
kinda
shit
get
out.
it.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think
good to
that'll
get
be-
that shit out, and then they can keep going forward after that.
I think that'd be crazy.
That's gonna be
fight.
crazy.
But-
because we got some good guys in this area, and
Yeah.
people just need to start realizing.
Yep. And then we got Luke versus Leroy Davis. So Leroy Davis, you might recognize that name because he's the guy that always comes out in a onesie.
What?
That's the
Comes out in a
Karjitsu
onesie?
guy.
The Karjitsu guy. He's
Yeah,
been doing a lot of
right.
Karjitsu.
He
was
fight.
he's
He
an MMA
fights.
champion at Cage of Honor.
he fights.
Owen, I always mispronounce his name. Not Chance out of Wise Warriors.
I know you're gonna say I can't
Yeah,
say his
I
name.
can't
Starts
say
with a
it
T,
like-
right? Then S
Get-
C H.
The Demon, yeah. What does it say? Owen the
Owen,
Demon. Yeah.
yeah.
He beat him for the Cage of Honor title. You know, so he is like no slouch at all. You know, it's been about a year and a half since he's fought because he's been doing the Karjitsu stuff.
Yeah.
He's been killing it in
He
that.
actually has been
But,
killing it. It's actually
yeah.
it's interesting. I like watching that. I'm not gonna lie.
And he's wanting to do Muay Thai. He's excited, and I think it's going to be a tough test for Luke because Leroy, he's got that I don't want to say it factor. I would say the what the hell is coming at you factor.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about this before in the show. Sometimes when you're so used to fighting people very technical, and then you fight someone that's throwing shots from crazy angles.
Yeah.
He'll do like a spinning jump kick or just a running jump kick. You don't know. He's like a more polished Nero Henry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nurio.
Yeah,
Huh?
and those are really tricky to
Yeah,
deal
it's hard
with.
to
You know, they
find
can catch you
somebody
from
like
weird
that.
angles and stuff. So I'm really excited for this fight. It's a pro fight, 3 rounds, and I think that one. I think
They going
you
Muay
as a
Thai?
fan,
Muay Thai?
yeah, Muay Thai, full
Okay.
rules, elbows. Yeah, I think you as a fan should have that one circled on your card as well. And also, CarStar, our title sponsor, is doing a $500 knockout bonus as well. So get that KO, get some extra cash, take your lady on a trip, Luke.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have the heavyweight title fight. So that's going to be the second fight.
The second fight for the
Yep,
belt.
for the belt.
There we go.
After that, Trey Lewis versus Gavlin Bland, our main event.
Oh yeah.
So Trey Lewis, St. Louis's knockout artist, East St. Louis, Illinois, 9-1 as an amateur, 8 knockouts, 7 of them in the first round.
Such a stud.
Yeah, big knockout in Thailand versus a guy from Lebanon.
Yep.
I mean, it went viral, over a million views on that. I mean, he literally just melts guys when he hits them.
It's so scary to see. I remember the one. I think it was at Casa Loma. I'm pretty sure.
He didn't fight there.
What venue was
The
it?
Renaissance, bro.
Yeah, where the guy
we had him
was
on
just
the ropes.
slumped over the
Yeah.
ropes.
Yeah,
and
he
it,
Kept hitting him with
wasn't moving.
the uppercut.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, Ralph.
And then the way he's so, like I said earlier, he's so cold and emotionless. Like when he gets in there and after he, knocks him out, he just stands there and just like.
He's like
bro.
Jason.
Yeah, he
is,
said that
dude.
like Jason.
I love it.
Like
yeah,
they did, that's it. Like
Yeah.
bro, they did.
Yeah,
like we
they're
move.
dead, yeah.
And something that's, I always tell people, you can have all the power you want. You can have all the speed you want, but give me timing any day of the week. I'll take timing over power.
yeah.
And he just so happens to have both. He's got the power with the timing. He's got the fast twitch muscles. He was a wide receiver in college football. So he's got all three, but that timing part is so important.
I remember how mad you got when we were at the gym and he's like, I want to do MMA. And you're like,
Yeah, he was trying to take me down. I'm like, man, you better
he
stop.
was trying to
But
wrestle
Chad
with
come
me and
out
shit.
here.
He's
like,
like,
you better
Chad's
stop,
like,
bro.
shut the fuck up.
Like, he's like, no, I'm not playing.
yeah.
No, he's a stand-up guy. He loves to make me mad.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's pro debut. I'm so excited for him. I think the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah.
But he's got to get through this first test. It's Gavilan
Yeah.
Bland.
Yeah.
And there's no secret. I'm the promoter. I'm Trey's coach. Okay, so I got to wear both hats.
You're good at that, though. You're very good at being, unbiased and, obviously. But it's another thing. It's like you're gonna want your guys to win, obviously. But you're good at.
Gavlin ain't no slouch either.
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
no
no,
slouch.
not
I'm
at
saying
all.
exactly. That's
Not
why
at
I said
all.
I do respect how you
Yeah.
doing it. Because, you're going to give him something that he should possibly, but that means he has to be on. Are you on? Are you training?
Yep.
Are you doing 100% everything right?
Yep.
And that doesn't mean you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, going into this.
If you're that dude that
You'll rise
we're
to the
saying you
occasion.
are,
Yeah, then
you're
it's-
gonna
then it should
do what you
work.
should
Yeah,
do.
I agree.
And if you're not, we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Gavilan Bland.
you don't have time to waste. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Cage of Honor. Professional title.
Yeah.
Holder. Dude's been around. He's fought in kickboxing. He's 7 pro fights.
Yeah.
And I could have went out and got him some tomato can. I didn't want to do that. These people, like I said, these fans, they pay for a show. I'm going to give them a show, and I wanted Trey to have a tough fight. He's had a couple tough fights as an amateur, and he's had some easy ones as an amateur. But you know what? I wanted him to have a tough fight, and that's exactly what I did.
You did well with him.
And Gavilan, they're coming in. We're going to shoot a face-off after this. So Trey's going to be sitting
can't
here,
wait.
Gavilan there. Ariane's going to be in the middle because he's way smarter than I am about asking questions because I am really dumb. And he's so good at interviewing people.
He's
That's why
so good,
his
yeah.
podcast
Yeah,
is
cool,
taking
bro.
off. It's so good.
Yep.
Why does the other guy suck?
He comes out and just says some stupid shit.
Yeah, watch him just totally bomb. And but no, I mean it's a true main event. It's the Muay Thai fighter versus the martial artist. So,
Yeah.
whose style is going to come out on top.
Yeah, I like that too. People
it-
don't like that. For people who don't like that, I will say, I gotta look at how fighting is. It's always been that way, right? It should be a martial artist, whether it's Taekwondo or an MMA guy against a Muay Thai guy. I like that. Or the boxer coming into kickboxing
Yeah.
and Muay Thai. I love that.
Yeah.
Test your sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 rounds, professional fight, $500 bonus on the line, and
I respect the Gav, but hey, I know Trey. I know what that knockout bonus.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to eat some steak, bro. 'Cause you say you was gonna take me out, bro. Come on.
so another fight. I mean, honestly, guys, there's so many fights on here that could be main event, fight of the night. Chris can't. Oh God, why were these guys hard last names to say?
My
Yes.
dude.
Chris.
Can you say it?
Chris.
Chris
Carginius.
Karagianis?
dude.
I think Karagianis.
Karagianis.
Okay, I think that's close.
Crazy K.
That's
Yeah,
my
I
dude.
read at a 6th grade level, guys. I am so sorry.
Hey, bro.
So Chris versus Bryce Crump
Against Bryce Crump.
for
I
5
like it.
rounds for a title, and Chris. He's known from the church, unrelentless
Chris
pressure,
is so good. and-
nonstop. He
yeah,
doesn't stop punching you the whole fight.
It's just pressure the whole time. And I've sparred him a few times. Like, he hits hard, too.
Yep.
He hits really hard. I think when I sparred him, I was a little bit bigger, too. Like, obviously, he walks around. He trains. Like, I've
Yeah.
seen this guy train. Like, he doesn't stop. He'll be in the gym for, 3 hours. He'll hit the bag. He'll do some pads. He'll do class. Then he'll go back and shadow box. Then he'll pick up the egg weights, shadow box again. He'll jump rope. He does not stop. And you see it in his fights.
Oh yeah. I don't think I've ever seen him get tired.
No.
And, but
Nope.
first time doing 5 rounds.
True that too.
And
Take you to
Bryce,
deep water.
Bryce is a big boy. Like he cut some weight to get down to there. So I'm interested. I think if Bryce can get out of the 3rd round, actually, I'm gonna take that back. I think Bryce has to finish him before the 3rd round because I think if it goes to 4th and 5th, I just don't see Chris slowing down.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be hard for him to stop unless you put him down. Like you said, you're gonna have to put him down or hit him with something.
I mean,
I don't
and Bryce
think Chris has
has
ever been stopped either, though.
No.
He's got a chin.
No.
He's got a
But-
chin.
But Bryce, I mean, he has, I think close to 16 fights.
Been
He is
around
a
for a
good
while.
one.
You know,
That's
same
what
thing
I
with
said.
Chris. Chris has about 18 fights. So it's a really good bout. I'm really excited for this one. Has fight of the night potential. I mean, they could just go 5 rounds, just nonstop slugging. Yeah.
That's my sleeper fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if that's even gonna make it. That might not make it.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
think that's
I don't
gonna
think
make
it's going to
it.
go 5 rounds.
I don't think that's making it 5.
I don't think so.
Somebody gonna get up out of there.
All right. Up after that, I mean, just banger after banger after banger. Matt Watson, also known as Hightower, versus Kenny Hiley. This is a kickboxing bout. Matt Watson, if you've been out in St. Louis, the Pepper Lounge, you've probably seen Hightower.
This dude look like Black Jesus. I'm telling you, bro. I'm just saying. Like
Black
in my mind, because
Jesus?
like
A
Yeshua Jesus.
bodybuilder?
No, I'm just
With-
saying. Like he's like the big all savior. Like he's who I see like Superman to me. I'm like that's what he
Superman,
looks
okay.
like. That's what he looks like. Hightower, bro.
I thought Jesus was black.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Hey, let's not start getting into it. You know how people are. He was in the Middle East. Okay, I get it. But Hightower, my bad, man. That dude there.
He's a big dude, man. He's been in a lot of fights. Only one sanctioned fight.
Imagine at the Pepper Lounge. He probably gets.
Oh, dude, and he said like guys would just come up and test him.
Yeah,
Like,
man, he a nice dude.
Yeah,
he ain't
guys
even
would
that
just come up
guy.
and just want to fight him. I'm like, that's alcohol because no sober guy's gonna look at you and be like, yeah, I want to fight him. you
Yeah.
know?
Out of all the people, that's true.
Yep.
Like you do, man. Have you
How
sparred
many
him
fights?
yet?
How many fights does he have?
One.
Yeah.
One.
Yep.
You ain't even went over there and sparred him, bro.
Yeah, he's over with me at Maryville Muay Thai, and such a good dude. And he's 43, which you would
Yeah.
never guess.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh, you lying?
Swear to God,
He 43?
43 years old.
That's like my man
Yep, we had to
Sadiq when
get-
he took a fight and he was 45 years old. I
Damn.
love that.
I didn't
man.
know that. That's dope.
It's never too late.
And he
Never too
getting
late.
better and better every
He
time I
is.
see
I mean,
him
he's
too,
in the
man.
gym
Yeah, he
6
work
days
hard.
a week. Soaks into knowledge, records himself training, watches the tape back. He loves it. He's obsessed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he's fighting Kenny Hiley out of Jake Collier's camp. So Jake Collier,
Hey,
yeah.
over 10 fights in the UFC. So he's getting good coaching. He's
Yeah.
going to be tough.
Yeah.
He's seen Hightower and he said, yeah, I want to fight this dude.
They
So-
got a good group over
Yeah.
there. Jake Collier's guys.
Yeah, his guys coming up.
They're tough.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. And Kenny's been awesome to work with. Just taking a fight and anything I ask, he's been, cool.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
down.
a good
And
fight
just-
right there.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
a
just,
really
it's
good
just really
fight.
cool. Up next is Danny Crump versus Cole Alegi.
Danny,
So
I
Danny
like
Crump, Maryville
Yeah,
Muay
Danny.
Thai
That's
guy.
my dude. I like Crump.
He hits hard, man.
Yeah.
He's a tough kid.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Cole Alegi, who's also another Bang Muay Thai guy. So same gym as the guy that Ty's fighting. So 2 Maryville guys versus 2 Lee
That's
brother
dope.
Bang Muay Thai guys.
Yep.
So me and Chris are gonna have maybe we'll have to put some wagers on it.
Yeah.
Maybe a dinner afterwards or something.
Flicking
like
each
that.
other off
Yeah.
across the ring.
So I'm excited for that, man. Danny, I mean, he's in the gym again 6 days a week, lives and breathes
That dude's
the Muay
technical.
Thai.
If y'all don't know, like I love sparring that dude. It's like a chess match with him. Like,
Yeah.
it's really fun playing with him. Like he plays.
Yeah.
Yep, and he hits hard, man. They're 127-pound guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Danny can crack.
He can-
I've
crack.
seen him hit pads. He's
Yeah.
pretty good. I never
Yeah.
got to spar. I haven't sparred him yet. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good for you. It'd be
Yeah,
fun
I would
for
like
you.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Danny, he won the IKF East Coast Classic title, and Cole won the IKF Midwest Classic, so 2 different tournaments title. So it's like 2 tournament champions fighting each other. So I'm really excited for that fight. Really good fight. So make sure you stick around after these main events and these title fights because, I mean, these are all bangers. And the last fight of the night, when you pick the order of the fights, you don't want... You want to start kind of like the newer guys, and you want to constantly build up, right? So we're building up to that main event, but then after that main event,
Some bangers after the
That's
main
all we
event.
gonna lie. Some
exactly.
good
So,
fights after the main
so
event,
if
bro.
you want to stay after and watch awesome fights, 100% do. these kids all train so hard, and these are all badass fights. This kid, Landon Fish, so he started with me when he was 15 years old, and he's in high school still. He's a senior at Collinsville High School, which is where I went as well, and he was such an I want to say a nerd.
I was going to say it.
Such a nerd when he came in. All he did was play video games, eat Cheetos, and he'll tell you all this. Didn't have any swag. Didn't have any confidence. He was so uncoordinated. Couldn't even walk in a damn straight line. And to see him now, he is a totally different young man. He's got so much confidence. He's got a girlfriend now. He's got muscles. He's ripped. He, hits. He's one of the hardest kickers in my gym.
Nice.
I'm talking more than Trey. Just so much power in his kicks. And such a good kid. And I'm so proud of him. And he's going to close the show out for us tonight.
Nice.
In style. He's after high school, he's joining the military. So this will be probably his last fight for a while here. And he's fighting Jabari Dunn. So we all know Jabari Dunn, the Kung Fu master.
dude. Oh,
Yeah, the Kung Fu
man.
guy.
The Wushu
Hey, what's
guy.
up, Jabari?
So Landon is 3-0. I think Dunn is 0-3, if not 0-4. But he's never been dropped. He's never been finished, and all of his fights have been big.
I want to say, great. He's had
Dude,
some
all
good
of his
fights,
fi-
and he fought
yeah.
some tough guys, man. He
Yeah.
fought what's the guy from Oscars that tall with the
Yeah,
fro?
Troy.
Troy
Yeah,
Valiant.
yeah.
Like he's good, man. He's fought some good guys,
It was a
man.
good fight.
Yeah.
So even though he's doesn't have a win yet, it's a tough fight for Fish because Fish was a junior for 2 of his fights, and then his last fight he fought some show in the middle of
That's
Missouri
true,
versus
yeah.
some guy that had what did he have on? No fear, like on his chest.
No regrets.
And,
No
I
regrets.
forgot what it was.
Yeah,
And
no regrets.
I mean, he looked like it was rough. And Fish just beat the shit out of him. It wasn't even a fight. So this is a really good fight for him. And I'm just excited. It's almost like not a going away party because he will be back. He's doing the military stuff, but it's just to cap off, a cool 4 years of just seeing this young man turn into quite the savage.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that being said,
That's cool.
so we heard Ariane's pick of the night for a sleeper fight with Chris K. Bryce. What fight are you most looking forward to?
When you just said Danny Crump, bro, I like him, man.
Yeah?
Like I really like that kid. Like when I sparred with him over there at All Saints, and even at Maryville, it was just cool to. Like you go with this little guy, you want to see how hard he gonna pop. He pop. Oh, okay, good
well, he
pop.
has to.
Okay,
I mean,
he
you
pop.
You attest, like
Yeah.
being a guy in the lower weight classes, like sometimes you got to pop these bigger dudes to get them to respect
and he
you.
popped to give you respect, and then
Yep.
once you give him respect and you start playing, it started becoming a game. And then he got pop on his kick, but he knows how to control it.
Well, I will tell you,
Yeah.
this Cole kid from Lee Brothers Bang Muay Thai,
Yeah.
he's legit.
He's
This
legit,
is a
too.
tough fight for
Okay.
Danny. No one's ever going to go to my show and say Chad rigs his fight so his guys all win.
No.
No, we can't
there-
say
there-
that.
there's-
If they don't like you, just say that. I mean, people might not like you.
No
That's
one's
cool.
ever said that. I've never heard.
I'm just
that.
saying, but they can't say
Chad's
you rigging
taking
the
some
fight.
shots.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I've never heard. I've
I
never
know.
heard that.
I know.
And if someone does ever say that, I'm like, dude, you tripping because
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
you ain't
not
rigging the
the
fights.
case,
You
yeah.
give you guys tough fights. Ever since like Max Reed and them back in the day, like it's always been tough for them.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all I have for the show, guys. Go ahead, if you haven't already, if this hasn't already got you pumped up, if you're still listening now and you haven't bought tickets, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know
go
what
get
you're
your
doing.
tickets. The reserve seating is going to sell out. You're going to get stuck in general admission,
Yeah.
and the bleachers are having to stand. That's what general admission is. Don't be that unless you. Sometimes I like being that, like a bit walk around,
It's
talk
hard
to your
to not.
friends.
It's hard to not be
but-
on your feet the whole show.
Yeah,
though.
you wanna be on
I
your
mean,
feet,
even
yeah.
commentating, me and Jamese would be
Standing
standing up
up.
half the time, freaking out. Yeah. Yeah.
But awesome. So get your tickets, standupfightseries.com. Once again, thank you guys so much for coming out and doing this show. It's always so fun.
It's
Always,
fun.
man.
I love this.
We should just do this like without a podcast sometime.
We should.
Told you.
We should.
Actually, we're gonna do some more seminars coming up, so that'll be a good chance for us to get together. It's just
Yeah.
hard. We know we're all so busy training and fighting and lifing and all that. So, all right, we're out.
Cool.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Aaron?